Imagine walking into your kitchen right now. You open your refrigerator, glance at your pantry, and sitting there quietly are some of the most powerful weapons ever discovered against one of humanity's greatest enemies, cancer. Not in the form of a pill, not in the form of a prescription, but in the everyday foods you pass by without a second thought. What if I told you that a tomato on your counter, a cup of green tea in your hand, or even a handful of blueberries could do more than satisfy hunger? They could actually starve cancer cells of the very fuel they need to survive. For decades, we've been told that medicine is only found in hospitals, behind sterile doors, in vials and syringes. But the truth is, some of the most powerful medicine has been hiding in plain sight in our kitchens, waiting for us to understand their secret. Science has now revealed that certain foods have the ability to cut off the blood supply tumors depend on, repair damaged DNA, and supercharge our immune defenses. These are not just calories, they are instructions, messengers, and guardians inside your body. So the question is, every time you sit down to eat, are you feeding disease or are you feeding your body's natural defense system to fight it off? Today, you're going to discover 5 everyday foods backed by science that have the power to starve cancer cells. Simple, natural, accessible, and possibly life-changing. When you look at a tomato, it might seem like just another fruit sitting quietly on your counter. Bright red, ordinary, something you slice into a salad or squeeze into a sauce. But inside this humble fruit lies one of the most remarkable cancer-fighting secrets that science has uncovered. Tomatoes are rich in a compound called lycopene, a natural pigment that gives them their vibrant red color. But lycopene is not just about beauty or flavor, it's a defender, a shield, a warrior inside your body. Lycopene works in a fascinating way. Cancer, at its core, is a disease of cells gone rogue. Instead of following the natural cycle of growth, repair, and rest, these cells refuse to stop multiplying. They build colonies, form tumors, and demand resources. And what do tumors crave the most? A steady supply of blood, carrying oxygen and nutrients that fuel their growth. This process is called angiogenesis, the building of new blood vessels. Without angiogenesis, a tumor cannot grow larger than a pinhead, it simply starves. And here's where tomatoes step in. Lycopene has been shown to block this very process, cutting off the blood supply lines tumors need to thrive. Imagine it like closing the highway that disease tries to build inside your body. But that's only part of the story. Lycopene is also a powerful antioxidant. Every single day, your body faces attacks from unstable molecules known as free radicals. These tiny sparks of chaos can damage DNA, weaken cells, and set the stage for cancer to take root. Lycopene acts like a firefighter, neutralizing these sparks before they ignite into something dangerous. Think of it as a silent repair system, constantly guarding the integrity of your body's blueprint. What's more, tomatoes aren't just effective in theory or in labs. Large studies have shown real-world benefits. Populations that consume more tomatoes, whether fresh, cooked, or in sauces, have lower risks of certain cancers, especially prostate cancer. This isn't coincidence, it's evidence. And it tells us something powerful. Our everyday choices matter more than we realize. The tomato on your plate is not just adding color to your meal, it is actively working to defend your body at the cellular level. Now, here's something even more fascinating. Tomatoes become even more powerful when we prepare them in certain ways. Unlike many fruits and vegetables that lose nutrients when cooked, tomatoes unlock more lycopene when exposed to heat. A simmering pot of tomato sauce, a warm bowl of tomato soup, even roasted tomatoes on a tray, these forms actually make lycopene more available to your body. A drizzle of olive oil, and the effect is magnified because lycopene is fat soluble, meaning it's absorbed better in the presence of healthy fats. This means your grandmother's homemade pasta sauce or that simple Mediterranean dish of tomatoes and olive oil isn't just a delicious comfort food, It's a potent form of medicine disguised as tradition. Think about that for a moment. The wisdom of cultures around the world, from the sun soaked fields of Italy to the kitchens of the Middle East, has unknowingly been practicing nutritional medicine for centuries. While science is only now catching up, humanity has long been guided by intuition that these foods sustain more than just hunger, they sustain life itself. And it doesn't stop with cancer. Lycopene in tomatoes has been shown to support heart health, reduce inflammation, and even protect skin against UV damage. But its role in cancer defense is where it truly shines. By interfering with the very lifeline tumors depend on, tomatoes don't just help lower the risk of cancer starting, they help slow its progression if it ever tries to take hold. The beauty of this is how simple and accessible it is. You don't need a prescription. You don't need to wait in line at a pharmacy. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars. What you need is already within reach, in your market, in your fridge, in your kitchen. A sliced tomato on a sandwich, a salad sprinkled with cherry tomatoes, a slow cooked sauce, a cup of tomato juice. These small choices repeated over days and weeks add up to a powerful defense. It's not about a miracle cure, it's about daily reinforcements, like adding bricks to the walls of your body's fortress. And here's the empowering truth. Every time you pick up a tomato, you are not just making a culinary decision, you are making a medical decision. You are choosing to feed your body's natural defense system, to give it the tools it needs to stand strong against one of the most relentless diseases known to humankind. The next time you look at a tomato, don't just see it as food, see it as a soldier waiting to fight for you quietly, faithfully, from within. Green tea is one of those quiet treasures of nature that has been celebrated for thousands of years, yet only recently has science begun to reveal just how extraordinary it truly is. To many, it's just a warm, soothing drink, a ritual of calm in the middle of a busy day. But inside every cup of green tea lies an arsenal of compounds that do far more than refresh your spirit. They actually wage war against cancer at the cellular level. At the heart of green tea's power are molecules called catechins, and one in particular, EGCG, stands out like a guardian. EGCG, or epigallocatechin galley, has been shown in research to interfere with one of cancer's most critical strategies for survival, the creation of blood vessels. Just like a city cannot thrive without roads, a tumor cannot grow without building its own blood supply. This process, called angiogenesis, is what allows cancer cells to secure oxygen and nutrients. EGCG acts like a roadblock, disrupting this process, leaving the tumor stranded and weakened. It is as if every sip of green tea whispers a command to your body: cut off the enemy's supply lines. But its work does not stop there. EGCG is also a fierce antioxidant, neutralizing harmful free radicals that damage DNA and create the perfect environment for cancer to develop. In everyday life, your body is bombarded with stress, pollution, processed foods, and other factors that generate oxidative stress. Green tea's catechins step in like a cleaning crew, sweeping up this cellular debris before it can spark damage. By protecting your DNA, they help ensure that the instructions written in your cells remain clear, precise, and resistant to the chaos that leads to uncontrolled growth. Another remarkable quality of green tea is its ability to awaken the body's own natural defense mechanisms. Studies show that it can activate enzymes involved in detoxification, helping your body process and eliminate harmful compounds before they can inflict damage. Think of it as reinforcing your body's waste management system, ensuring toxins do not accumulate to the point where they become dangerous. This is why in places like Japan and China, where green tea has been consumed daily for centuries, rates of certain cancers are significantly lower. Culture, tradition, and science intersect in a powerful testimony of prevention. Even more inspiring is how accessible this is. You don't need exotic supplements or complicated regimens. The power is already in your hands, literally, when you pour yourself a cup of green tea. The act itself becomes more than hydration. It is an intentional choice to strengthen your body from the inside out. And unlike many interventions that are painful or overwhelming, green tea offers a gentle, calming experience while it silently does its work at the cellular level. Green tea also complements modern life in ways we often overlook. In a world driven by stress, it not only defends the body biologically, but also soothes the mind. Stress is a known amplifier of inflammation, and inflammation plays a role in the progression of many diseases, including cancer. By creating a moment of calm, by lowering stress hormones, a cup of green tea contributes indirectly to lowering the risks that come from chronic stress. So, creating ample, it is both medicine for the body and therapy for the spirit, uniting the physical and the emotional in one simple ritual. Science has also shown that green tea works synergistically with other foods. For example, when paired with vitamin C rich fruits like lemon, the absorption of catechins is boosted significantly. This means a simple squeeze of lemon in your cup doesn't just add flavor, it amplifies the effect, turning your drink into an even stronger ally against disease. These small choices, made consistently, become powerful over time. What's truly profound is how such a common beverage, something you can find in almost any store, carries such transformative potential. We often imagine that protecting ourselves from diseases like cancer requires complicated solutions or inaccessible treatments. Yet green tea reminds us that nature has already placed extraordinary tools within our reach. All it asks of us is awareness to value what seems ordinary and to use it with intention. Blueberries are one of those foods that appear deceptively simple. They sit in a bowl, small and unassuming, a handful that can disappear in seconds. Yet within these tiny spheres lies a power that science has come to respect, the ability to protect and repair some of the most vital systems in your body. Their deep blue color is not just beautiful, it is a visual signal of the rich compounds they contain, compounds that science has shown play a direct role in guarding us against cancer. The pigments that give blueberries their color are called anthocyanins. These natural chemicals are part of a larger family of antioxidants that help neutralize free radicals. Free radicals are unstable molecules that, when left unchecked, can damage the very code of life inside your cells, your DNA. Damaged DNA can lead to mutations, and mutations can spark the uncontrolled growth that we know as cancer. Blueberries step in like guardians, surrounding and neutralizing these free radicals before they have a chance to inflict harm. It is as if every berry delivers a shield to protect the blueprint of your body from being rewritten by chaos. But blueberries don't stop at protection, they are also involved in repair. Studies have shown that certain compounds in blueberries actually stimulate mechanisms inside cells that repair damaged DNA. Imagine a repair crew that comes in after a storm, fixing broken structures and restoring order. This means that blueberries not only prevent damage from happening, they also help correct damage that has already occurred. It is rare to find a food that works both as a shield and as a healer, yet this is what makes blueberries so remarkable. Research has revealed another fascinating dimension of blueberries: their impact on inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a silent driver behind many diseases, including cancer. It creates an environment where abnormal cells are more likely to survive and spread. Blueberries contain bioactive compounds that reduce inflammation, calming the internal fires that feed disease. This anti inflammatory effect extends beyond cancer. It benefits the heart, the brain, and the immune system. But in the context of cancer prevention, it is a vital part of creating a body that resists disease rather than welcoming it. Blueberries are also powerful in how easily they fit into everyday life. They don't require cooking, preparation, or elaborate recipes. You can eat them fresh, sprinkle them on oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, or enjoy them as a snack. And here is something many people don't know: frozen blueberries are just as potent as fresh ones. Freezing preserves their nutrients, making them available all year long, not just in season. This accessibility makes blueberries a constant, reliable ally that can be woven into the rhythm of daily life. What science also tells us is that blueberries have synergistic effects when combined with other healthy foods. For instance, pairing them with nuts or yogurt enhances nutrient absorption and provides a balance of antioxidants, proteins, and healthy fats. It is another example of how food works best not in isolation but in harmony, just like an orchestra of nutrients playing together for your health. Even in small amounts, blueberries make a measurable difference. Researchers have seen improvements in markers of oxidative stress and DNA repair in people who consumed modest daily servings. This reinforces a profound truth. It is not about massive, dramatic changes, but about consistent, intentional choices. A handful of blueberries each day is more than a sweet treat, it is a quiet investment in your future health. The story of blueberries reminds us that nature has packed some of its greatest treasures into the smallest forms. They do not announce themselves with intensity or demand attention through size or strength. Instead, they whisper their power through consistency, subtlety, and reliability. Every time you eat them, you are giving your body tools to resist disease, to repair itself, and to thrive. Garlic has been revered for centuries, not just as a flavor that transforms food, but as a natural medicine treasured by ancient cultures. From the pyramids of Egypt to the markets of India and the kitchens of the Mediterranean, garlic was valued as much for its healing properties as for its taste. Modern science has now caught up with tradition. And what we've discovered is that this pungent bulb contains some of the most powerful compounds known for protecting the body against disease, including cancer. The key lies in a group of sulfur canopiene compounds, the most famous of which is allicin. Allicin is formed when garlic is chopped, crushed, or chewed, releasing a sharp aroma that signals its potency. But that scent isn't just for our senses. It represents a chemical reaction that sets in motion a cascade of protective effects within the body. Allicin and related compounds have been shown to interfere with cancer cell growth, triggering pathways that encourage damaged or abnormal cells to self destruct, a process known as apoptosis. In other words, garlic can help the body identify harmful cells and guide them toward a natural end before they can multiply out of control. But garlic doesn't just attack cancer cells directly, it also strengthens the body's defense systems. One of its most remarkable roles is in boosting immunity. The immune system is the body's frontline army, constantly scanning for intruders and abnormalities. Garlic helps activate certain types of white blood cells, making them more effective in recognizing and destroying threats. Think of it as an amplifier, sharpening your immune system's vision and sharpening its weapon. This becomes especially important in the fight against cancer, where early detection and swift elimination of abnormal cells can make all the difference. Another dimension of garlic's power is its role in reducing inflammation. Chronic inflammation creates an environment in which cancer cells can thrive, much like fertile soil allows weeds to grow. Garlic's bioactive compounds reduce this internal inflammation, making the body less hospitable to cancer. This is part of a broader pattern. Foods that calm inflammation often play a significant role in long-term health and disease prevention, and garlic stands near the top of that list. What makes garlic especially fascinating is how simple it is to incorporate into everyday life. Unlike exotic supplements or rare herbs, garlic is universally available and incredibly versatile. Whether sauteed in olive oil, stirred into soups, roasted whole, or eaten raw in small amounts, garlic finds its way naturally into meals across cultures. And here's something important: crushing or chopping garlic and letting it sit for a few minutes before cooking allows allicin to fully develop, maximizing its health benefits. Even small changes in how we prepare it can amplify its cancer fighting potential. Beyond cancer, garlic's benefits ripple into other areas of health. It is known to support cardiovascular health, lowering blood pressure and cholesterol, and improving circulation. All of these effects contribute indirectly to a body that is less vulnerable to disease. But when it comes to cancer specifically, garlic's unique blend of compounds makes it a formidable ally, cutting across multiple pathways that cancer relies on to grow and spread. What's especially inspiring is that something so humble, something most of us take for granted in our kitchens, holds such profound power. A single clove of garlic may seem insignificant, yet inside that clove is a pharmacy of natural compounds working in harmony with the body's own systems. It reminds us once again that health is not always about grand, expensive interventions. It is often about small, consistent choices repeated over time. Garlic is not a miracle cure and it does not act alone, but as part of a daily rhythm of healthy eating, it becomes one of the pillars of defense. It represents the principle that nature has already given us tools we need, tools that don't just treat disease after it appears, but help prevent it from taking root in the first place. Every time you add garlic to a dish, you're not only enhancing flavor, you are empowering your body to stand stronger against the threats that try to undermine it. Nuts are often seen as simple snacks, something to grab on the go, toss into a salad, or enjoy as a handful between meals. But beneath their hard shells lies a concentration of nutrients so powerful that modern science now recognizes them as one of the most protective foods we can eat. Far from being just a convenient bite, nuts are a reservoir of compounds that actively support the body's defenses against cancer. One of the defining features of nuts is their abundance of healthy fats, particularly omega 3 fatty acids and monounsaturated fats. These are the same heart protective fats found in olive oil and fatty fish, but in nuts, they work together with other bioactive compounds to reduce inflammation throughout the body. Chronic inflammation, as research has shown, is one of the key conditions that enables cancer to develop and spread. By calming this invisible fire, nuts create an environment that makes it harder for disease to take root. Nuts are also packed with antioxidants such as vitamin E, polyphenols, and selenium. These compounds act like shields, neutralizing free radicals that otherwise damage DNA and lead to mutations. Just as blueberries guard the genetic code with anthocyanins, nuts add another layer of defense by embedding antioxidants into your body's cells. Selenium, found in Brazil nuts, is especially powerful. This mineral plays a role in DNA repair and immune function, and studies have linked higher selenium intake with lower risks of certain cancers, including prostate cancer. Every bite of a nut is like reinforcing the walls of your body's fortress. But nuts don't just protect on the surface, they influence how our genes are expressed. Compounds within walnuts, almonds, and other nuts have been shown to activate tumor suppressor genes, the body's built in brakes against uncontrolled cell growth. At the same time, they can silence genes that promote tumor development. This dual action makes nuts a remarkable example of food as information. They are not just delivering calories, they are literally sending signals to your DNA, instructing it to strengthen defenses and silence harmful pathways. Another fascinating aspect of nuts is their effect on metabolism. Cancer thrives in environments where insulin levels are high and where blood sugar spikes frequently. The fiber and protein in nuts help stabilize blood sugar, keeping energy release steady and reducing the hormonal swings that cancer cells exploit for growth. In this sense, a handful of nuts is not just a snack, it is a metabolic regulator, quietly influencing the balance inside your body in ways that protect against disease. The evidence from large population studies adds weight to these discoveries. People who regularly consume nuts have been shown to have lower rates of cancer and improved overall survival compared to those who rarely eat them. These benefits extend across different types of nuts: walnuts, almonds, pistachios, cashews, hazelnuts, pecans, each carrying its own unique blend of protective compound. The message is clear: variety adds strength, and nature has provided us with a wide spectrum of options. But what makes nuts especially powerful is their accessibility and simplicity. Unlike treatments that require prescriptions or specialized equipment, Nuts are available in every grocery store, every market, in almost every part of the world. They don't require cooking, refrigeration, or preparation. They are ready to go, ready to deliver their protective compounds as soon as you eat them. This makes them one of the easiest and most sustainable habits you can build into daily life. Even small amounts make a difference. Research has shown that just a handful a day, about 1 ounce, is enough to confer significant health benefits. It's not about eating large quantities, it's about consistency. Day after day, week after week, these small decisions accumulate, reshaping the internal environment of your body to one that resists cancer rather than enabling it. Nuts also fit seamlessly into cultural traditions around the world, from Middle Eastern dishes rich with almonds and pistachios, to Mediterranean diets emphasizing walnuts, to South American traditions with Brazil nuts. Cultures have long included these foods not only for taste, but for sustenance. Science is now confirming that these culinary traditions carried within them a wisdom about health that we are only beginning to fully understand. Perhaps the most inspiring part about nuts is the reminder they give us. Extraordinary power can come from the smallest packages. These tiny foods, easily overlooked, carry within them compounds that influence inflammation, DNA repair, metabolism, and immunity. They show us once again that the tools to defend ourselves from one of humanity's most feared diseases do not always come from a laboratory. Sometimes they come from the palm of your hand. We often think of medicine as something distant, locked away in pharmacies, guarded in hospitals, written in prescriptions only a doctor can give. But what you just discovered is that some of the most powerful medicine in the world is already in your hands. It's on your table, it's in your kitchen, it's in the everyday foods that too often we overlook, dismiss, or treat as ordinary. Yet within them are compounds that science has revealed can starve cancer cells, protect DNA, strengthen immunity, and transform the very environment inside your body. Think back to what we've uncovered together. The tomato, bright and red, shielding your cells with lycopene, cutting off the lifelines tumors need to survive. A fruit that becomes even stronger when simmered into a sauce, whispering to us that tradition was never just about taste, it was about health. The simple act of eating a tomato becomes an act of self defense, a conscious choice to reinforce your body's natural barriers. Then the green tea, warm and calming, yet carrying within it EGCG, a molecular sword that slices through cancer's attempts to build blood vessels, leaving it stranded. Every sip is a quiet rebellion against disease, every cup a reminder that healing can be both gentle and powerful at the same time. What seems like a daily ritual of comfort is also a moment of resistance, an affirmation that the body can be strengthened in the most peaceful of ways. And blueberries, those small unassuming jewels of nature, carrying anthocyanins that guard and repair DNA, as if each berry were a soldier standing watch over your genetic code. They not only protect, but also restore, repairing the very instructions that make you who you are. A handful of blueberries is more than a snack, it's a shield, a repair kit, a daily gift of resilience. Garlic, sharp and pungent, a food so ancient that entire civilizations revered it as medicine long before science gave it a name. Crush it, and Allison is born. A natural warrior that doesn't just flavor your food, but instructs your cells to eliminate threats. Garlic strengthens immunity, calms inflammation, and quietly reinforces the army within you. Every clove carries with it a reminder that sometimes the most humble, overlooked foods are the most powerful of all. And then the mighty nuts, small, portable, accessible, yet packed with antioxidants, healthy fats, and compounds that literally send signals to your genes to resist cancer. One handful a day, one simple habit, and you've sent reinforcements to your body's defenses. Nuts remind us that extraordinary power is not always loud, not always obvious, but steady, consistent, and faithful when given the chance. Now imagine what happens when these foods are not just eaten once, but made part of a rhythm, part of your daily life. One tomato here, a cup of tea there, a handful of blueberries, a clove of garlic, a small handful of nuts. Alone, they are powerful. Together, they become an orchestra, each playing its part, each strengthening a different system, each contributing to a larger harmony inside your body. This is what makes food so extraordinary. It doesn't work in isolation, it works in connection, in synergy, in relationship with the other foods we eat and with the body itself. This is not about chasing miracle cures or fads. It's not about expensive diets or impossible regimens. It's about awareness. Awareness that every time you eat, you are casting a vote for health or for disease, for life or for decay. Your plate is a battlefield, but is also a place of hope. The choices you make there ripple into the future, influencing not only how you feel today, but the path your body takes tomorrow. And perhaps the most empowering truth of all is this: you are not powerless. Cancer often makes people feel helpless, as though their bodies have turned against them, as though nothing they do can make a difference. But food is a reminder that you do have influence, you do have control, and you do have tools to fight back. They may be small, but they are profound. And unlike so many weapons in medicine, these are delicious, joyful, and part of life's daily pleasures. Science has revealed the secrets of these foods, but the choice to use them lies with us. The refrigerator becomes a pharmacy, the kitchen becomes a laboratory, the table becomes a place where prevention begins. Every bite, every sip, every handful carries a message. Your body is worth protecting. Your health is worth investing in. Your future is worth shaping with the choices you make today. So the next time you see a tomato, a cup of green tea, a bowl of blueberries, a clove of garlic, or a handful of nuts, I invite you to see them differently, not as background foods, not as simple calories, but as allies. See them as part of your body's defense system, part of a daily rhythm of resilience. See them as a reminder that food is not just fuel, it is medicine, information, power. And as you carry this knowledge with you, let it reshape the way you think about food, the way you approach your plate, the way you treat your health. Because the truth is, the power to starve cancer cells has been within reach all along. It's been in the garden, in the market, in the kitchen, waiting for us to understand, to embrace, and to use. The question that remains is not whether these foods work. Science has shown us that they do. The question is, will we use them? Will we choose every day to turn ordinary meals into extraordinary acts of prevention and healing?